everybody, my name is Sally-Ann Spence. Welcome to the Hills Quarry Products dig site in Cerney Wick. We are probably undertaking the biggest paleontological dig right now in the UK. And we have students from over 20 universities with us, and one of those is Kit Shargan. Hello, Kit.
Hi.
Now, Kit, you're at university. Whereabouts are you?
I am indeed.
In your course?
I am at the University of Birmingham. I'm currently a second year, just about to go into my third year. But don't tell a paleontologist this, but I'm actually an imposter. I'm a geologist secretly.
Well, I don't know if that is so much of an imposter though.
There's a lot of like overlapping skills and things,
Yeah.
but I feel like at least when I turned up here, I was way out of my depth.
Really?
Yeah, well, because I don't have too much experience in the Jurassic or in the Ice Age, and those are the two kind of main groups of time zones,
Yeah.
not time zones, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
That we have at this site.
So have you found it a phenomenally important learning experience? Because not only have you been doing the practical stuff, I know I've seen you in the conservation area as well, but you've been attending all the talks and everything. So
yeah,
you must be pretty...
That was mind-blowing. I think that's been the best part of this, actually, has been able to build this kind of network of people and friends and like learn so much from everyone else. Especially because I come from a slightly different academic background, I think that's been really important for me to kind of understand where my own biases lie.
Yeah.
So I was talking with someone else earlier, and he was doing this amazing project about fossil boxes. I think you might have talked to him before.
Yes,
right?
That's Mark Baggott.
Yeah.
Yes, so go back through our videos. We are videoing live, pretty raw, unedited from the field to enable you to have the same experience of being here as hopefully we're having. So Mark Baggott is talking about these fossil boxes, so look through those videos.
So I was talking to him, and he was telling this amazing anecdote about how when he brought all of these fossils to these kids, their eyes just kind of lit up. And really what he was talking about with these coprolites,
Yes.
which fossilized excrement,
Yes.
which they found so rude and so shocking. And he was telling this beautiful story about how when he banged it on the table, all of them kind of expected it to just go squish, right? And about how that was a really good way of getting kids really engaged with like fossils and that kind of thing. And I'm really passionate about science communication. I think it's amazing. And I've dabbled a little bit here and there with teaching kids about geology and about fossils and things. But actually that's something I learned from him that,
Good.
I'm definitely going to use in the future to kind of make sure that I'm properly explaining how fossilization works and how science works to kids, because I think that's really important.
It is, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking to you now. I can see your eyes are lit up, big smile.
So excited.
You are loving your experience here.
Oh, completely.
How long have you been here?
I've been here for just under 2 weeks, and yeah, no, it's been amazing, especially with all the talks and things, because that's one thing I wasn't really expecting when I turned up to this site, was actually all of these like experiences you get in the evening. Like we have one, sometimes two talks a night, where you get these like leaders in their field to talk about anything and everything. Like I knew nothing about pliosaurs before I turned up here, and now I know so much about pliosaurs. So that's been really, really lovely.
And what's it been like for you to access the various specialists what we've got on site? I mean, for you, Dr. Neville Hollingworth, one of actually him and his wife Sally have been the reasons we're all here. To be honest with you, they're the project leaders and have organised the whole dig and everything. But he's a geologist as well as a paleontologist. Have you been able to catch up with him about the geology of the site at all? Have you had that opportunity?
I mean, that was, not one-to-one necessarily, but that was something that he did, like the first day that we all came on site. That was part of the briefing. Like, part of it was how to use tools safely, but actually, the other half of it was what is the actual scientific content of what we're doing here. We're not just, chucking stuff up out the ground, right? There's an actual purpose for us being here, and that massively varies. Like, something that I've been really loving has been kind of having a look at something more archaeology based, which I wasn't expecting to have any kind of interest in really at all. But like using a lot of these kind of digital tools and things like photogrammetry. Before I turned up here, I didn't know what photogrammetry was.
I couldn't say it.
It's this amazing process where you kind of take your camera around a bone or an object like this. Sometimes it's in situ, so when it's in the ground, and sometimes it's when it's already been lifted and taken to conservation, and you build this amazing 3D model out of these pictures that you get, and that just seems like magic to me.
Yes. There is an overlap between how you run an archaeological dig and a paleontological dig, but it is ultimately they are two separate sort of methodologies.
No, completely.
And have you been you've obviously been digging,
Big fan of
been,
digging.
You've been in the conservation area as well.
Yes, not
So-
as much as I should though.
Not as much as you should, fair enough. And have you taken part in doing the GPS recording and all those sort of things? And jacketing, we've been doing jacketing, everything. Have you really thrown yourself into
Completely.
everything?
I mean, that's the way to go, isn't it?
Fantastic.
That's the way to go. I feel like this is such a brilliant opportunity, particularly because as a student, it's quite difficult to get a lot of real hands-on experience doing a lot of these things. You know, you kind of hear a lot about how, one should do stuff. But you don't tend to get very many opportunities to actually get down in the dirt and actually do a lot of this stuff, which I think has just been brilliant about this place. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what we want to hear. That is absolutely fantastic. We are a 3-week dig. We're just over halfway now, and you have been with us for the majority of the time. It's just been a wonderful experience, and I'm so glad that you're getting so much from it. That's
so much fun.
What it's all about. But I'm also going to get you to show us what you found, what we've got in front of us. But we're going to have Harry help us today, because we have lots of different students doing all sorts of different jobs, not just all the fun digging and things as well. They have to take part in kitchen duties, all sorts. And Harry is my cameraman. Harry, would you very kindly bring the camera in just a bit closer so everyone can see what we're looking at? So we'll start with this one. Can you tell us what we've got here, please, Kit?
So here we have one of the lower vertebrae of, I think, a steppe bison. And that's been kind of interesting because, as far as I'm aware, most of the vertebrae we've been finding of all different kinds of animals have actually been the top ones, sort of by the neck kind of zone.
With the really long sort of spiny bit on them. Yeah.
But I've been told by by greater minds than myself that actually, because of the sort of short neural arch here, that it's actually one of
round.
the...
Here we are, so you can point it out. Point it out then, Kit, whereabouts?
Yep. Here. That actually it's one of the kind of ones sort of lower down in a bison.
Well, that's fantastic, and that's great because it's telling us about the Ice Age fauna here, megafauna, and you have got another little thing.
Ooh,
I was going to say part of a massive thing. What are we looking at here? I'm going to turn it around. Possibly.
This is part of Pancake. Now,
Pancake.
Is named such because it is a juvenile mammoth tusk, but it's only the top half, or possibly the bottom half. It's a half.
Okay.
So it looks kind of very, very odd because as we were sort of excavating it, as we were sort of digging down into it, we were like, there's only half of it. It looks like someone's kind of split it in two, almost, and just left one of the top halves. It's not quite as impressive as some of the other tusks that have been coming out. It's definitely not quite as well preserved because it's in a very kind of gravelly layer where it's been abraded and bashed about by all different kinds of rocks and things. But actually, it's pretty sizable, about yay big, I'd say. So yeah, this is a part of Pancake.
Well, that's a really unusual way for the tusk to break. Often the tips break off or something like that, but for it to go halfway. We are working on the ancient riverbed of the Thames in one of the tributaries, and we know it was a fast-flowing river. You can tell up because of the rocks and how it all is. So a lot of these things have been smashed up against the rocks. So it's just an unusual way for it to break.
Yeah, really unusual. But actually, it's quite interesting to see how a lot of the what's it called? The ivory along the top has fractured in these kind of interesting ways.
Yes, come and have a look at this. You can see it, all these fractures in here. We're not touching this because this is halfway through or starting its preservation and stabilising it. So we need to make sure that it's okay. That's brilliant. Well, are these the only finds? I don't say only finds because normally on a normal dig, to find something, just one thing is amazing. Here, though, we do seem to be very fossil rich.
Yes.
So have you been in the Kelloways area at all? As a geologist? Have you been in the Kelloways, or have you just got excited in the
I think I've been sort of lured in by the shiny promise of some cool big tusks. So I haven't left the Ice Age zone much, but I have sort of had a poke in with smashing some kind of concretions from the Kelloways. Got some pretty cool ammonites out of that. That's been really interesting, but not quite as much maybe as if I had my time again. I'd maybe dip more into the Jurassic.
We did say, this is one of the biggest, we do think now that this is the biggest paleontological dig in the UK, and there is talk that possibly in Europe. I mean, it's massive really for what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So, you can be forgiven for focusing on just the Ice Age.
Yeah.
And actually, perhaps that is a good thing for you because you say geology is what you're doing. So you're working with rocks and things a lot of the time anyway. But this is something.
This is definitely
you don't
something new.
normally see.
Yeah.
No, they are fantastic. Your best find or your favourite find, most memorable find, what would it be so far? Pancake could sound...
I still think pancake.
Pancake's going to be the one.
Because I think a lot of the other stuff that I found has been in a less favourable area for preservation.
Yeah.
So very wet, very waterlogged, and trying, because obviously we should not use very harsh metal tools when we're exposing a lot of the bone. So we're using little lollipop sticks instead, which is actually a lot kinder to the fossils than or pseudo fossils, than other methods, let's say. So actually kind of sort of scratching away in a very, very wet area means that a lot of the other stuff I found isn't quite as impressive as these two bits.
Wow.
But yeah,
they are brilliant.
Still a really, really worthwhile experience, I'd say.
Absolutely. Well done you. They are fantastic. How long are you with us? Are you disappearing again?
I am.
soon?
I'm disappearing.
Oh, no.
Disappearing tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yes.
great shame.
Yeah. But one of the really good things about being a part of this experience is that I've made so many connections with other people in the field.
Yes.
So I think I'm planning to attend another kind of similar paleontological dig later in the month. So
Good.
hopefully that one will give me more experience in a similar sort of area.
Brilliant. Well, I wish you good weather.
Thank you. Thank you.
And a safe journey home. Thank you for coming to show us these, Kit.
Yeah, well,
It's
thank you very much for
wonderful.
having me.
Well, it's been great, and you've been such a sunshiny face around camp. It's wonderful. We've had rain, we've had storms, we've had lightning. Yes,
Very dramatic.
It was very dramatic. We've had flooded trenches, and we do look back in our videos. It's been quite exciting, and the whole time Kit has been a smiley face. So you have been a real star of the show. Thank you, Kit.
Thank you very much.
Keep watching these videos. We will be updating you all the time, and there's plenty more still to come, and there's plenty to look at that we've already done right from day one. So watch those, and the hashtag you're looking for is TUSForce.